So I made this video before, but I'll make it again because it deserves to be made again. Um, about some of the medicinal benefits to psychedelics. There's a lot of research out there. You can see a lot of the study reports. But from my own perspective, doing microdosing shrooms, microdosing LSD, and doing DMT every day for a couple of years, I've come to this conclusion. I don't really suffer from any major anxiety or depression or any emotional distress, that's acute to whatever. So I really can't speak for that so much, but I can speak with struggling from certain addictions, like say alcoholism. Microdosing on LSD and shrooms both cut my drinking back from, I don't know, maybe 15 drinks a day to about 3 or 4. And it happened pretty fast too, almost instantly, like within the first week. Don't know why that is. It just somehow took away the urge to drink. So there, you don't hear that a lot. When you go to AA, nobody stands up and tells that story. But I struggled with alcoholism for a good 10 years. I could say I still do to some extent, but it's no longer a struggle. Let me put it that way. When I used to have to wake up and just get a couple drinks in me before I could get the day going, or wake up sick every day unless I had a couple drinks, that was a struggle. When I started microdosing LSD first, within the first week, my drinking cut back to about 20% of what I usually was. And somehow just even though I wasn't taking enough to actually really trip, it was just enough that I could feel it. I could kind of feel it on the back of my brain a little bit, and it somehow quieted that craving or that voice in my head that says you need a drink, and it worked. It was effective, and it's still effective. I don't microdose so much anymore. I take breaks, like about a month or two at a time. I'll take a break. I'll clean up. I won't microdose for about a month or two at a time, then I'll start again for a few months. And I did notice when I stopped microdosing, the urge to drink, comes back pretty fast. So it's like, it's not a cure-all, but it didn't cure me by any means. But it did make a noticeable difference. And I think there should be a lot more money put into research and actually promotion and the legalization of psychedelics, at least for medicinal purposes, such as treating alcoholism. Now, I've got some friends who suffer from depression, suffer from anxiety, who've had success also microdosing. I'll have to have them make the videos about it, but I've asked them about it, I've talked to them about it, and I've noticed a change in them over the course of just a few weeks to a few months. I've noticed some people who suffer from anxiety, some people suffer from social anxiety, to people who suffer from depression, seem to not be as depressed. So for people who scoff at that or don't think psychedelics have any medicinal value, I don't think they've actually done enough research, and they certainly haven't actually tried it. Now, I know that, on the other end of the spectrum, there are some proponents of microdosing and psychedelics that talk as if it's will cure all emotional distress or all of these disorders. It won't. In fact, in some cases, it may make it worse. Like, say, people who suffer from schizophrenia probably wouldn't benefit from microdosing psychedelics. I don't know that for a fact, but just knowing people who are schizophrenia and how their brain works, doesn't seem like it would really work that well. But so it's not the cure-all for things, but people should seek medical advice and not be their own doctor, which is dangerous. But in my case, when I've tried with alcoholism, when I tried going to the doctor, I tried not just the programs, I've tried those too, but not just abuse, but other medications are supposed to reduce the urge to drink, not just make you throw up on yourself if you do drink, like abuse, but which does reduce the urge to drink because it makes you so you can't drink. But then if you're smart, you just don't take it, right? Unless somebody could slip you one in your coffee or whatever in the morning. But yeah, so I tried all of those, and none of it really worked. In fact, I could say pretty much none of it worked. Even the abuse didn't work, so I stopped taking it. But none of it worked at all. They tried 3 or 4 different types of medications over the course of 10 years, and none of them really worked at all. Maybe reduced my urge to drink slightly, and that could have been a placebo effect just by me doing it. And that's when I started to give up on the whole struggle to quit drinking, and tried alternative medications by microdosing and stuff like that, which worked wonders. So there you go. And the side effects to microdosing, I did notice I don't know, I felt kind of a little dopey, a little not quite as sharp after a while, which is why I take a break. Kind of fucks with my sleeping patterns a little bit, but that could just be because I'm taking too much or whatever. You have to kind of weigh it out and see, like, figure out, your place. I think I was down to taking, for LSD, I was microdosing, I think, like between 10 UG and 20 UG a day, or every other day. I would do like a day, and then I would skip a day and do every other day. I was still playing with it. And about 10 UG was about 10 to 15 UG was about a day or every other day was where I was doing. Shrooms are a little harder. I would just grind them up. I would grind them up in and I put them in capsules. And I take a capsule size, which would be like how much is that? I don't even know. I forget. I did weigh it at one point, but it was like half a gram, less than half a gram a day, and that worked too. But shrooms are a little more difficult because different quality of shrooms or whatever. But so anybody who struggles with depression or anxiety or alcoholism or any addiction for that matter, if it's a drug addiction, should try it. I mean, you have really nothing to lose. The side effects were minimal compared to the advantages that I gained from doing it. So give it a shot. DMT, don't know. I just do DMT every day because I think it's fucking awesome. I love it.